Oh, hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the show. Before we get started, I'm going to be in Portland, Oregon, April 10th through the 12th. Get your tickets now at brendonsagalow.com. The Rap Jack Black and Sagdaddy, I'm back at it with a fantastic podcast for your asses. Yapping in a trap like a rescue cat, and the rescued up like they're waiting on the Batman. You tuned into the dude who threw booze back, blacked out, woke up drunk, covered in bruises. It's Sagdaddy the pod, an odd fellow, the great white chubby, I'm becoming a marshmallow. It's Sagdaddy the pod, so sit back and relax, cause like a broken arm, I got a cast now. It's Sagdaddy the pod, you made a good choice, so enjoy, don't be annoyed, now here's my dumb voice. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Sagdaddy the Pod. I am your host, Brendan Sagalow. I sound like a fucking pod person right now. Hello, welcome to the podcast. Where are your government secrets? Big laser comes out of my mouth. We have a very funny episode today with J.P McDade, who is a phenomenal stand-up comedian and writer and just all-around good guy and impressionist, and I love him. I think he is so fucking funny. We talk about, his SNL process, and it's just, we talk about that the entire episode. So, and it's a great episode, I think. What'd you think, Nicole?
It was amazing, and I love, like, the two of you together could really write something powerful.
Yeah. Well, he intimidates me because he's just so much quicker than I am. I'm always like, every time I'm about to talk, you'll see it in the episode. Every time I'm about to say something that might be a reference, I'm like, that's not a good punchline. He's not going to respect that.
But he's so game. He, like, jumps in stuff so fast, and he's, like,
Yes.
punching it up. He's like, let's go, let's go, let's go.
I think we're both good at jumping in and just doing it to do it. And who cares if we fail or do well? Do well, but don't dwell on this. I will be at the Portland Helium April 10th through the 12th. Please get tickets right now at brendonsagalow.com and check out J.P. McDade. Check out Nicole. We will see you guys. Just watch the episode. Goodbye.
He punched me in the face. I might have been thinking of something else. That's awesome.
I literally was
Walk
like,
back.
it might have been some other, because it never happened.
You know what? It might have just been someone who matched his profile. Might not have been Zach.
I don't know why she would do that. Why she would take two. Well, I guess, if we're like 5-year-olds, it's like, who gives a shit? She's like, what happened? But she really should have been like, possibly the little kid is lying.
Yeah.
I was a big liar when I was younger.
You're
I
a
was
fibber.
a liar and a thief.
You're a great deceiver when you were in elementary school.
One time, and I still have this little action figure, but I went to my buddy Jacob's house, and he had a box of action figures, and he had a little Iago from Aladdin.
A grail, an absolute grail. If you had the Iago, you were flexing on the whole neighborhood.
It was this cool toy,
Sold
dude.
separately from Jafar.
Yeah.
You get the Jafar, and
He
then you
didn't-
get the Iago.
He didn't even have the Jafar. He
Right.
had this little, I don't know where it came from, but it was little enough where they definitely weren't selling it alone, but it's this little thing, and I grabbed it, and I had
they discontinued these because they were a choking hazard. You can't even get these. You got to go to the gray market to get an Iago.
Jafar, I'm stuck. I love that that's fucking Gilbert Gottfried.
Jafar, what's your deal? Are you gay?
Whoa. Oh, dude. We
No,
may
I
have to
like-
censor this,
I
but
like pussy.
we gotta censor this, okay, Nicole? But my favorite Gilbert Gottfried joke is he goes, I hope I don't butcher this, but he goes, how do you make a and he goes, put in her. Isn't that hilarious?
Fucking incredible.
He would like, it was like one of his closers.
Dude,
Put in her.
I had featured for him years ago. It was at a time where I would just tell everyone who would listen, I'm featuring for Gilbert Gottfried, and I told my parents.
No fucking way,
They
dude.
were all psyched, and I was so psyched to do it. And my parents brought out their like suburban friends, and they had like a whole table of like 12 people or something in this club to see me perform. And they had no idea that Gilbert was that filthy. And I just remember being in the back of the room and seeing him go up and be like, Get that bleeping finger ready. A little boy is sucking his father's. And then just like 4 people got up from that table like, we got to catch the train. We got to go.
I
So
actually
good to
don't
see
think that's
you.
bad enough to censor. Just for me, censor the F.
His
slur.
mouth is full of. Just like going on and on.
What was that like? What was he like in the green room? Did you share
Polar
green room?
opposite. We shared a green room.
Really?
The exact opposite of how he is on stage. I mean, people have said that about him before, but it's so true. Like there's Gilbert Gottfried on stage, Gilbert Gottfried on a radio show, and then Gilbert Gottfried in a green room where he's like virtually silent.
The
May he rest in
Gilbert
peace.
Arena, dude. I love that. The Gilbert Gottfried Arena.
There's an arena of Gilberts.
I feel like being in a beehive.
Gilbert Gottfried Ragnarok. That's what I experienced. It's fucking-
Dude, he must have been so. Was he nice? Was he talking to
very
you or
nice.
anything?
Barely talked. I remember I talked to him. I think I talked to him about like traffic or something on the way up. I just made small talk. And then this girl who was touring with him, like the MC, after Gilbert went to the bathroom, she's like, he never talks that much.
Whoa.
He said like one sentence to me.
Maybe
and-
because you give off quiet guy vibes.
Oh, I'm a born shy boy.
Yeah, me too though. You wouldn't feel it, but
We've
me too.
conditioned ourselves to now be able to be kind of extroverted.
Yeah, well, I'm also I just don't. Maybe it's like an introvert thing, but I'm also just I just am annoyed talking to people in
Yeah.
a way. I know that's like, sometimes it hits a limit. I know I hit like a minute where I just go, I'm done here.
Better start a podcast. I hate talking to people so much. Better line up 4 podcasts soon one day.
I'll tell you what, it's a nightmare every time.
But do you get annoyed talking to people, or do you feel like that's your preset and then you wind up talking to people and you're like, oh, I enjoy this?
Well, podcasting I enjoy
Sure.
because it's forced,
Yeah.
We have to put our phones down. I mean, you could take your phone out and
No, I empty
be
my
on your
pockets.
phone.
I put my shit
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
I've hidden things
Oh,
around
right
the
over
room
there. Yeah,
like a gun.
Now, when did you stop doing Easter egg hunting with your family?
Later than
Me
I
too.
should've.
I still do it.
Yeah.
Do it. My mom is like, she's like, remember, don't do anything on Easter because you have to egg hunt. And it really is like getting to a point, like there's just a point where I'm like starting to really not want to do it.
dude, there came a point where I had to be damn near college age, and they're like, my mom's like, we're doing Easter eggs.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, it's so embarrassed, but I was like, I really like Reese's. I'm gonna go find
They put
them.
candy in them?
Yeah, yeah,
They don't put
yeah.
any money in it or anything
Nah,
like that?
no money, maybe just the plastic ones. with
We
the
put
candy in
money
there.
in ours.
Well, la-di-da. You're from Long Island too. I'm originally from Long Island.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I thought you were from Connecticut.
Mostly from Connecticut, yes, but I moved when I was 8.
Ow, you're not from Long Island.
I know, because I can't name any places in Long Island.
Yeah, you're not from Long Island if you didn't like grow up there. I don't think.
I
Well,
lost
okay,
my
whatever.
card.
I'll
I'm bi-coastal. on both sides of the-
Where in Long Island did you grow up?
Huntington. So I was like,
Oh, Old Huntington, known for their famous.
lacrosse teams.
Damn it!
What?
You got it.
Yes.
No, I don't know what they're famous
Pill
for.
addictions.
Yes.
Fucking crashing
The
your Range
Paramount's
Rover.
out there.
The Paramount's beautiful. Yeah, I did that with Stav. It was a
Oh,
nice
how
little
was that?
homecoming moment. There was a
Homecoming moment.
for-
Shut the fuck
It was
up.
well, it was like seeing what I escaped rather.
Yes,
but it was
there
like-
you go.
I swear to God, on the stage, you've seen this probably. There's a little plaque that says Billy Joel performed on this spot. in,
Oh,
like,
that sucks.
2005. I was like,
That
oh,
sucks,
mwah.
dude.
That's a beautiful Long Island.
I've been talking
treasure.
about Billy Joel on stage
Yeah?
right now. Yeah, because there's something about him that it's so funny how much Long Islanders love that guy.
Worship.
They worship him. Yeah. I guess it's like it's so funny that you worship any kind of hometown hero. What's that about?
Yeah.
Everybody has
All of a
to-
sudden, you give a shit about Oyster Bay. Shut up. No,
yeah,
you don't
right.
care. You were never going to Oyster Bay. It's off a weird part of the
I do
LIRR.
love Oyster Bay though. I used to hang out in Oyster Bay all the time.
It seems pleasant, really.
It's so nice. Well, I grew up in Syosset, which
Okay,
is
so you're not
15
far.
minutes away. My grandma stayed in Oyster Bay. I say stay because I got
Yeah,
that.
she stay over there. Fucking, you put a little hood inflection. Yeah,
Yeah, I go,
my
"That's where
grandma
my grandma
stay in
stay."
Syosset. inside town, bro.
Oyster Bay, spelled B-A-E.
Yeah, you know, she keep that clam on her. She my Oyster Bay.
She keep that clam on her. You know what I've always wanted to talk to you about?
Please.
And we can take this out if you don't want to talk about
Anytime.
it. But you got really close with Saturday Night Live, didn't you?
I did.
That's crazy.
Well, I don't
dude.
know exactly how close I got. I know I got to the last round.
The last round.
I signed a contract.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they make you do it's called a test deal. You sign the contract like before you do your screen test.
Is there that's crazy, dude. Did they make you sign an NDA or can I ask you?
No, there's no
questions?
NDA. But it was like I didn't do it in person because it was 2020. It was all on tape, so I don't know. I didn't get the full
dude,
real
that
experience.
Sucks, bro. You got fucked, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy never ate that bat. You'd probably be fucking dressed up as Joe Biden,
One
going
batch of bat soup, and I'm in 30 Rock. I'm in the door.
Dude, that sucks. If I were you, I'd be flying to Wuhan with a fucking pistol in my jacket.
I'm just.
Where is he?
I'm detonating the vest in Wuhan.
Right. You could have been looking at that sign that said Chris Farley was here, and instead of looking at the sign that says,
Just give it a little
"Hey,
kiss.
do you want to do a brewery for $300?"
300. Oh, I got to negotiate my brewery rates better, bud. But yeah, it's like when God closes a door, He opens a window, and that window leads to all the brewery gigs in interior New England you could ever want.
I just did a brewery gig in fucking bumfuck Maryland, dude.
Yeah.
It was pretty good though, but it did look like I was at like the Patagonia convention.
You get one of these things like, oh, I got a Baltimore gig, and it's like, oh, it's not Baltimore.
No, it's not Baltimore. Although Baltimore fucking rules. I did the
I love
port
Baltimore.
recently, and I was like, this place is like so good for comedy.
I've
They
heard that.
love comedy out
I met
there.
the owner when I did another Baltimore gig a few months ago, and like, I've
Yeah.
been meaning to do it. It seems
That guy
like it's
Matt
good.
Hurley.
Yeah.
Dude, because I was just smoking weed, but I don't smoke in the hotel rooms because I'm like, I know some comics that do that, and I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? No, but like,
What's the matter with you?
What's the matter? Aren't
What are you
with-
doing? You're smoking in the condo.
Dude, you're so good at impressions. It's
I'm
crazy.
Okay, I'm not as good
No,
as an
you are
impressionist
good.
at impressions. That's my
No,
level.
I think you're very good for someone that looks like a stick bug.
Th-
You know what I mean? I think you
I do a great impression of scaffolding.
if people are looking at us, I think, and you get one of those guys is really good at impressions. I think they would think it was me.
They're saying it ain't the fucking guy who looks like his ancestors are from the Mayflower. That's not him. He's not.
Yeah, dude, you look like you're about to fix someone's computer.
He's like,
hey.
It's not knockoff Soder. That's how I classify my impressions. They're sub Soder. That's the level.
Yeah,
that I
Soder's
occupy.
fucking good at it, dude.
He's fucking incredible.
He's so good at it. Sometimes I'm looking at him when he's doing like this like girl voice, and I'm like,
Yeah.
where did that come from?
Yeah.
It's so weird.
He got close to SNL.
I know.
Yeah.
But
He's going to go down as one of their like Steve Carell, Steve Colbert people who are like, why didn't you pick him?
Right. I can't believe they didn't pick like Jim Carrey too.
Yeah.
That's one of those too, where they must have been like, fuck, shit.
There are all kinds of theories out there about like maybe someone might be too good for the rest of the cast. They don't want an Eddie Murphy situation where it's like one person. who's
That's my
dominating the whole
situation.
thing.
I'm so good
That was you.
they don't even want to bring me into the building.
Because you auditioned in a leather suit. And that was
With
that might have been your
zippers.
first mistake.
And I go, I'm sweating
Gloves on.
for a 7-minute audition.
Let me tell you something about beep. These beep gotta stop looking at my ass.
You go, ladies, you need to start cleaning your assholes.
You did the Martin Lawrence monologue.
I ain't scared of you motherfuckers.
I'm scared of you, motherfucker. I'm running Sagalow on this motherfucker.
They're like, I'm
gonna tell it like a TI is.
dude, and then I get it, and they're like, and I'm like, fuck, I have to do that voice the entire time.
You have to do it on like the Tuesday night reading night with like, hey, I'm
Yeah,
a
you go-
motherfucker tired around this bitch. We about to
and it's killing, and I'm like, I get into my dressing room, and I'm like, I don't know how long I can keep this up. I'm drinking tea and
close the
honey
door.
at the same time. Me, my, mo, moo, me, my, mo, mew. I don't even know who I am anymore.
You open the door back up. Somebody order some goddamn late night sushi around this motherfucker. We're about to be here all night pitching
Somebody
sketches
order
and
the
shit.
Hennessy. The Alizé.
We got the read through tomorrow, motherfuckers.
The pitch meeting, the fake pitch meeting that they do.
Brenny Sag. That's you.
I would love.
Bernie
My
Mac.
mom calls me Brendy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
Thank you. What the fuck? Dude, we got so far off.
That was 3 or 4 bird
something I had.
walks.
I was like, oh, save this for this. God damn.
SNL
Oh, well, I know the
auditions.
SNL. Well, I listened to Jay Moore's book recently. That's a good listen.
I've listened
2
to his
hours.
podcast enough times where I've heard like a lot of references to that book. I haven't heard the book though.
Well,
I would never read a book, but I have not heard the book.
I just can't read. I'm like, I look at, there's no point in me reading.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
You can read. Have you been diagnosed with dyslexia?
No.
You can read.
Well, I know I
do this.
can
I
read.
go long stretches where I don't read, and then my reading muscle diminishes, and then I start reading, and I'm like, oh, this sucks. I'm so bad at it. And within like a few days, I'm back up to speed. That's the hurdle.
Who fucking
you're
sent you
placing in front of
books?
yourself.
What are you trying to convince me to read?
I'm here on behalf of Big Book.
the Penguin. What is that? What illustration is that?
Yeah, the Penguin Publishing is owned by Oswald Cobblepot.
Subsidiary.
Yeah.
It's a subsidiary of J.P. McDade.
Yeah, go on Sagalow's podcast. Get him to read books.
We need more people reading books. It's Gilbert Gottfried. So yeah, but that's crazy, dude. And
his stories are pretty nuts.
I mean, the fact that you got that far with on Zoom. Were you doing it on Zoom?
No,
you just kept sending in tapes.
It was an initial. You send in a tape. That's always the first round. Because this was 2020, they were like, we're not going to have showcases. We're not going to have live auditions. So just for the second round, send in another tape, a new one.
Yeah.
So like, I just shot another tape. I set it all up. I tried to fake it like it was a real screen test and do it all in one go.
Sure.
And I like rehearsed it a bunch, and I like wrote all these characters.
It's
and
impressive.
Shit out, and then just like it did it, and I don't know. I would probably be mortified by it if I saw it now.
Oh yeah.
But then I just like sent it in. They're like, you don't need another tape for the third round. And then I guess somewhere in like the Hamptons, Lorne Michaels watched a video of me and said no.
In the Hamptons. Wait, I'm gonna ask. Let's go slow with this.
Paul McCartney, what do you think about this guy?
Well, I really like that he's doing. If you put him in a room with, say, Brendan Sagalow, you wouldn't know, who would be the impressionist. But he is. Anyway, I'm a little drunk.
He's not Sagalow, but he's Saga High. He's Saga.
Anyway,
medium.
bring in the children. Anywho,
we'd love to do the show, Lorne.
Yeah, we'll cut all that out anyway. Just kidding.
Just one
No,
bleep.
but so when you filmed your first one, what'd you have in the background? Just like a plain wall?
Alex Pavone's apartment.
Oh,
I was
when you guys were living there?
No, I was Birds. He had moved out. We became, but we were roommates for 1 month in a legendary apartment in Astoria, the one that like Joe List and people lived in over the years.
Yeah,
and then like Mike Albanese people, and like I lived with Scopo. I lived next to Scopo. And then
it got bad though. Towards
Pavone
the end,
moved out. Well, like
apartment.
The pandemic hit, things got squirrely. But then Pavone,
who was living there? But well, we don't even have to. Yeah.
Our old buddy Jay, the legend Jay. He might have been mentioned on other podcasts and stuff. But he was like older, like Singaporean dude who lived there for like 20 years.
Senator, I'm from Singapore. Have you ever seen that?
Is that Ronnie
the
Chang?
TikTok guy?
No.
It was when TikTok was going through all of this congressional hearings for some reason.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "Have you ever been a part of the Chinese Communist Party?"
It was Bill Cosby doing the
he goes, "Have you ever been to the?" No, he's like some
This meeting of the Cosby Committee will now be called to order.
And
have you ever been Chinese?
And then he he kept going. He's like, "No, Senator, I'm from Singapore." And it's very funny. Okay, so Jay, but then Joe List lived there. Who else lived there?
Before me, and there was like a rotating cast of a lot of comics. I don't have the full roster.
Wow.
But then like Alex and his
that was a nice place too.
It was. I wouldn't call it nice, but it was a fun place.
It was fun to be in like your 20s.
It had a nice bathroom. It was a nice place to be a male in your 20s when you have no standard of living. Yes.
You guys bring chicks back there?
Absolutely not. I think Scopo, like, he might have brought some chicks back, but I would think it was when you lived there, it was mostly road games.
Yeah, Scopo used to pull, dude. I don't know if he does now.
Shout out to him. I think
shout out to Scopo's cock. And his room was really nice too. Best room in the whole.
He had the nicest
thing.
room in the complex.
He had the nicest room in the whole place.
You've been. Okay.
I've been there. I think I was there hanging out there once when you were living there.
That might have been.
It was one of the last roommates that made me go, I'm never going back there again.
Yeah.
So you did it in there, and you did. Do you remember
Not
what
in there,
you did?
but
Because
in
I'll tell you,
in Pavone's apartment when I was bird sitting for him and his now wife.
one of those birds is dead now.
Yes, R.I.P. Honey.
R.I.P. Honey. So because I sent in a tape that I hope I didn't send in a tape. I mean, it's fucking awful.
You sent it to your reps, and then like you hope
I
they
think
put it
my
in the
reps were
drawer.
just like, yeah, we'll send it in, and then they just fucking dragged it to the trash because it was just awful.
I'm out of storage. Sagalow goes in the bin.
I did Baby Tony Soprano. Which
Okay.
is that was the
I'm
that was the anchor.
Go.
Go gotch. Hey, go gotch.
What's the fucking matter with this guy? He's changing my fucking diaper.
I do. And a clash hamster. She's dead.
That's I'm on board.
Yes.
That's great.
Pretty good.
I love Baby Tony Soprano.
I did Patrick Stewart narrating his life as like a mean girl or something like that. Where he's like, when I was in high school, I was a part of the Mean Girls. It was me, Regina, and Sir Ian McKellen.
Our burn book was thicker than Jenny's cankles.
Dude, I should have called you, man. I'm just like writing nothing. What else?
I'm already on board. I feel like your tape is. That's the thing. Every audition tape like that is bad, but then there's a range of bad.
Yeah.
Like some of them.
Yeah, there was just some ideas because
are
like
better bad than others.
Well, I had just done New Faces, and I was like, I gotta ride this momentum, you know. So I didn't really think it all through. I think you really got to think about it. Where I was just like coming up with characters, being like, "Is this a guy?" I forgot what was the neighbor person. Oh, it was I did this narrator. Who's the narrator from
David Attenborough.
I did David Attenborough.
Yes.
Talking about like narrating. Talking about how he has a shitty neighbor or something like that. I don't remember it. And I used a picture of Feeney too. I used a picture of drunk Feeney that would come up, and he was like, he was so pissed. When I showed it to him, he was like, what the fuck? I'm David Attenborough. Oh yeah, it was like, this is the blue-eyed cockapoo.
And he's like, this is going to be sent to executives at NBC.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
pissed.
dude, he was so pissed. That's 100% what he thought too.
That
He's like,
rocks.
fuck, man.
He thought that was the first impression he was making.
Yeah.
In the halls of 30 Rock.
In retrospect, I probably shouldn't have done that. I really hope that they never showed those people that tape. It was
There's
horrible.
so many tapes. I feel like a
Yeah.
lot of good ones get lost in the wash. Your sound's good. I feel like you got to.
I'm saying all the good ones. I
Yeah.
did like an emo teacher or something like that. I think, and I like put a bunch of like eyeliner on my face and stuff and something like that. I don't remember what.
There
I
was
did.
one. Have you ever seen the footage of the old roast at the Boston Comedy Club? It was like the roast of Patrice O'Neill, and someone, I think Bobby Kelly, for his set, he had like a video presentation, and he showed Steve Burns' SNL tape. And it's, I mean, Steve
That
Burns obviously
rules.
gone on to huge success, had like his own show and shit. It's
Yeah.
mortifying.
Dude, it
And
is
he airs it
so
in front
mortifying.
of fucking like Patrice and Voss and
Oh
everybody.
my god, that's so funny, dude. They also did that too. Do you remember? Did you like watch College Humor?
Yeah, all of it.
Remember Jake and Amir?
Yeah.
Or Amir had a prank show, or like they were doing a prank
Yes,
thing,
with,
a prank war
with Streeter Seidel.
with Streeter Seidel, who is
Yeah.
now the head writer, I think. At
I think he's been head writer for a long time. at
oh,
SNL.
okay, yeah. So and they had a prank thing, and he sent in like they were like, yeah, we're looking for. He like made Amir do a fucking SNL tape, and then they put it up online, and it's like that is so fucking
That's
mortifying, dude.
incredibly
That's
mean and
I would
hilarious.
kill myself.
Yeah.
I would kill myself, dude. Like one of the pranks was they made like people not laugh at Streeter.
I saw that one.
Yeah,
That
and it was
great.
like that one's fine. Like that, I've
Yeah.
done that when it wasn't set up. You know, like I
Yeah.
can do that, but having someone see my tape would be. Maybe we'll put it up on the Patreon. Wouldn't that be crazy? Oh my god!
It kind of blows apart the illusion of stand up, where it's like they had this. He's like, hey, tell an audience, don't laugh at this guy, and they
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah,
So it's like how much of the laughter that we get is artificial. Kind of makes you think.
sometimes I
oh,
think about
fuck.
that because it's like we'll talk in a rhythm, and
Yeah.
then I'm like, wait, that wasn't good or funny.
Yeah,
Like that didn't make sense, and people laughed.
I saw a super hot after a string of normal crowds. I saw a super hot crowd yesterday or 2 days ago,
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, weird. I wonder what's going on here. Like they were
Right.
they were so hot. It was like anything you say.
Dude, the crowds all this whole weekend were hot, and I think it's
Yeah.
because of the fucking weather change.
Yes, the dopamine is back.
Yeah, they were all. It was a good weekend. It's just
Yeah.
like finally some fucking
Holidays are in the rear view.
yeah.
Summer is not yet here. Like
Yeah,
the
it's
summer where no one wants to go
Oh,
see
it's so
stand up.
nice out.
Yeah.
God damn.
It's beautiful.
Um,
People are
so-
horny,
I know I am.
running around, turgid,
What's turgid?
like an erect dick, like full, like pressure
That's a
from the
great
inside.
word.
There you go. I'm here to equip you with fucking self-esteem and vocabulary.
Oh my
That's what I'm here
god.
for.
We should have. You know what I found when we were setting up, like when we were starting this podcast, Nicole, we bought a that plaque. You know what I'm talking about with like the words and everything on it, where you could make a word thing. And we bought that. And I found it when I was doing spring cleaning. When I got sprung, we call it.
And
I did
you
spring cleaning.
want to put this up to do during the show or like what?
I don't know. I don't know why I brought it up. Let me ask you something.
I'm gonna let that slide.
We're gonna let that slide. So what did you do? Because I'm very interested, if you don't mind.
I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, I mean,
did.
you got so far in the pandemic with what you did.
I don't know how
You're
many
such a
people
talented
made
guy.
it to. Thank you so much. My girlfriend gets mad at me when I accept compliments that way, and I say thank you, but I can't. It's a big leap for me. I can't accept a compliment and be like, yes,
Yeah, well, I think that's a great way to accept a compliment because I accept compliments like that
because you're not saying no. but
I
it's-
have to curl in.
Oh, I
Yeah.
curl. Like,
Thank you.
my
thank
instinct
you.
is to fucking heck.
I try to stop people before they compliment me. They're like, "But you," and I go, what is this? What is this? Don't do
Oh,
this."
come on, you. Come on.
That's because of
fucking-
how humble I am.
Yeah.
God,
If
I fucking
Sagalow's
hate
like,
myself.
the many times I received compliments, I tried to sprinkle them around to the peasants. But no, we both, I think we have the instinct to just
God, I
like
hate myself.
look into every corner of the
Yeah.
room when someone gives us a compliment.
Yes.
But what did I do? I
Yeah.
think like traditionally they say like 3 impressions, 3 original characters, and I think
You didn't do stand up.
I did one thing from my stand up, which is like a priest character. It's on my special where the priest like this is like a priest who's way too pleased with himself, and he like tells a little joke, and he's like, the book of Matthew tells us that God is everywhere. He's with our friends and with our enemies and even with the Jets. And he does like a little smile.
It
was like-
dude, that's great because you could see that on the show too.
Maybe like a roll in, like a weekend update character. It's like,
Yeah,
hello,
or
I'm the-
something. I mean, no, or even like just a church guy.
But you know what it is? Like
You
all
could
the
be like a church lady
church
of some sort.
church lad. I just steal Dana
yeah.
Carvey.
Yeah, you make
Like,
it you make it a man thing.
well, isn't that wonderful? I just make slight changes to the character and I make it mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna fucking. I do. This is a character I call the White Ladies Man. I got my bottle of Hennessy right here.
The white lady.
Change it from Cavassier to Hennessy.
Yeah, dude. Do characters from In Living Color or Mad TV and be like, why don't we just do this?
Yeah.
They're not on the air.
That's what you do. You do
anymore.
Jim Carrey's characters from In Living Color. They think I'm not
You go,
gonna miss the boat again.
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Yeah.
They go, we gotta do this. We
This
gotta
is
do this.
Hot tub lifeguard. Just do it. It's like we can't make the same mistake twice. Cast him.
Dude, I can't even remember the other things I made. I think I completely blacked it out. Like the
Yeah.
bad ones. I completely blacked out the bad ones. Nicole, you saw it. Was there any that I did?
Those are the only ones I remember. Were the
Damn.
ones you already talked about?
That's a level of trust. You've seen it.
Yes. We
Oh,
actually,
another
I feel
soul
like you
has
showed
seen
me this on the way for us to meet Feeney's baby. And I was
Yeah.
like, is that a picture of Feeney?
Well, I showed I just
Well, you
I
showed
think
my
I showed
boyfriend,
everybody when
too.
we were filming when we were doing here's the scenario.
You're like,
But I
do you
was
think
like-
Feeney's baby would like this? And I was showing it to Nicole.
What else? Who else did you do?
I did
That's so good, dude.
fucking. Oh man, I'm
Because
really-
I wouldn't know whether to do stand up or not. Because I'm like,
I think a lot of the times, like the stand-ups who get on, they just kind of say fuck it and they do stand-up.
yeah,
Like they don't do the traditional like character and impression.
I just feel
requirement.
like I don't know. I don't feel like there's any stand up I could do that they'd be like, this is good for the show.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'd be like, you got to comment on the room. You know,
Yeah.
like, wow, look, this is crazy. What's that?
My
You're like
stand-up
doing
isn't
stand-up.
like, and my stand-up isn't like cool young person stand up.
Yeah,
And that's
sneaker
kind of who
comedy,
it-
we
yes.
call it.
Sneaker comedy.
Yeah.
I'm boat shoe comedy. dude.
Yeah,
It doesn't really work.
I'm those shoes that are just toes. You know those?
You're all surfaces shoes. You're amphibious. If I could describe your
I'm
comedy in
scuba
one word,
diving.
it's amphibious.
My stand-up's a bit amphibious.
Old Flipper Sagalow, we call him.
My comedy really is like that. I step on
Yeah.
stage and I'm like, who else did you do?
I did Bob Dylan at some point where I was like,
man.
I did this string of like,
It really fucked up because you would have been perfect.
I should have done it instead of Chalamet. Dude.
Yeah, dude.
Get Chalamet out, me in. Put me in the
Let's get a fucking fake nose on you.
movie. Yeah, hell yeah. I can wear a variety of noses. I think, did I do Army Hammer?
What'd you
I-
do as Bob
I drink
Dylan, though?
blood. I did this string of like celebrities doing side jobs, and it was like an ad pitch man, Bob Dylan, and he was like doing an ad for like those dick pills at the bodega, where he's like, "Samurai, get your heart as a stone." 11, 12 hours at a time.
That rules, dude. I
Samurai
love your
X
brain,
pills.
man. That rules. I love that. Goat. What is it? Goat. What's the dick pills?
Samurai X, available at illegal stores all over Queens or something.
That's so funny.
But now
bro.
James Austin Johnson does an incredible Bob Dylan. He does
Yes.
like eras of Bob Dylan.
They got one. They got
a
one.
good Dylan.
They got a guy now.
Eventually. That's my thing. I'm a
yeah.
sub-impressionist impressionist.
Yeah, they go. The only reason you don't have the job is because they don't like the personality you have. They don't like who you are as a person.
Well, aside from you not being good enough, we just don't really care for who you are.
We actually love all of your impressions.
We think it would be difficult having you around. That would be an obstacle. You're not someone we'd want to see.
Look, if we all wore blindfolds and earplugs, you'd be perfect. But
We would not want to include you in the seamless order.
I did a thing for Seth Meyers, and I was like going in for the to record it, and I saw Bowen Yang in the lobby of 30 Rock, like receiving a seamless order in costume because he was doing.
Oh,
like,
really?
A rehearsal.
Dressed like a bee?
Yeah,
Looks like Bumblebee Man.
I was like, that's the life.
Yeah,
That's-
yelling at his agent, dressed as a cloud.
Yeah,
Wow, what'd you do for Seth Meyers?
I was Michael Myers. So like, Mike Scollins wrote a sketch where it was like Michael Myers. It was around Halloween, and it was like Michael Myers on the show as a bad talk show host guest.
Hilarious.
And then
dude.
I go into the crowd with an axe and I like kill two teens. And then I'm in the control room with a big knife. It was a funny
Did you get
sketch.
to talk at all, or because it's
No
Mike
talking.
Myers, no talking?
Yeah, no talking.
Holy shit!
But it was a blast. And people are terrified of that costume.
It's a terrifying costume.
Yeah, I'd be like walking around in the office and other people would see me and be like, "Oh fuck."
Yeah, you should have walked straight into Lauren Michaels' office. and been
Yeah.
like,
Who's not good enough to be on the show
remember
now?
me? Who else did you do on it? Do you remember?
Fucking. It'll come to me. I'm just blank. I just tried to black it out from my memory.
Oh, dude,
It was
totally.
like,
Have you thought of any characters that you're like, oh, I should have done that?
I definitely did like shortly after I recorded it,
It's
and
always
like,
how it fucking goes.
all
dude.
that hindsight came flooding in. But I did James Gandolfini.
Oh, did you?
I did a Tony Soprano doing something, just like in a mini impression
Great.
type of thing. Because you know how he's a big lanky guy. It would have been perfect. Like it's a tall, spindly Tony Soprano.
Yeah, I was telling Nicole earlier before you came. I have a fucking general at NBC on Wednesday, just
Nice.
like a whatever. And I thought of like an opening, just a joke to like break the ice.
Yeah.
If they're like, so I go, I'm like, hey, what am I doing here? What is SNL need someone to play the Rizzler? And I told my girlfriend that, and she was like, don't say that.
Yeah.
She was like, nobody knows who that is. They're gonna.
Oh, they know who that is.
That's what I said. I
And the
went.
NBC
Everybody
casting
knows who the
people,
Rizzler is.
They're like, don't joke about that. We have an offer out to the Rizzler. We're developing something with the Rizzler now.
Well, actually, the Rizzler owns us now.
Yeah.
The Rizzler owns General Motors.
Yeah, the Rizzler is taking over Conan's old spot. He's going to be hosting the Late Show.
Actually, that's the Kelly Clarkson show now.
Is it now Kelly Clarkson?
Yeah, I went there because my sister works at NBC, so she was like, "Do you want to go sit and watch Kelly Clarkson?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "All right," you know.
Yeah.
I was like, "Sure, I'll go there. Let's see what that's all about." And I'm the only person that has any kind of my vibe there. It's like all moms and
Yeah.
women and all that stuff, and they're all dancing.
It's wine
and all
moms.
that stuff.
It's
yeah.
sincerity.
And you have
it's
to
live,
dance.
laugh, love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm it's very much don't talk to me till I've had my coffee.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm my whole thing is I want to kill myself. So it's
I think
definitely
you just got to dance it out. You just hold.
I danced, dude. I think it was either I don't know if it was Blake Lively was on the show or whoever played Captain Marvel. Who is that?
Oh, that's what's her face? Fucking, I acted like I knew who it is. I can picture her.
Yeah.
I don't know her
Blonde
name.
lady. Brie Larson. Yes. So Brie Larson and Bomba Socks, the guys that made Bomba Socks,
Yeah.
were all on. So if you find that episode and you watch that episode of Kelly Clarkson, I am surrounded by women that look like our moms, just dancing with them, wearing all black. I'm like,
Menopausal haircuts.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
swooping to the side.
I'm sitting by the band. If you could find that episode, I'm sitting by the band.
Wait, you're in the audience?
Yeah, I'm in the audience.
I thought you were.
I
on,
was
I'm confused. I thought
sitting
you were
there.
on the show,
No, I wish. I
Okay.
wish I could get on anything.
buddy. It's coming.
Ah!
Yeah, Clark.
Ah! You go, what do I do? What do I do? How do I turn it off? Oh, you touched his knee.
Oh no, I activated the Manchurian Candidate.
Kill the president. He goes.
Oh no.
My face goes.
There's
a little alien in there.
There's a little guy moving levers. Men in Black style.
Oh man,
I've been talking about that guy on stage in Men in Black, the little
Really?
guy.
Have you?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want you to burn
But
the
your
bit.
thing.
but-
Here's your thing. Your general coming up. You've done plenty of generals.
Sure. They've all been online though. They've all been on Zoom. I've never.
Now you're in there.
Now I'm in there. I don't know what to do.
Here's what you do. You go in there. You fucking own the space. You make them pitch you. You make them sell to you.
I go. Oh, feels like a good seat. We're gonna have to work on that when I'm head of the fucking place.
They're
here.
gonna have some big ass magazines and shit on like the waiting room table. You pick up one of those. You put them on your knee. You take a phone call, and then they come in to be like, they're ready for you now. You just be like, just
I
a
go,
minute, guys.
Yeah. I go.
Just make
One
them
second.
wait. Yeah.
And then I roll up the magazine. I go.
Yeah.
And I hold it like a torch. I
You start a terrible fire.
know. I have no idea what they want to even talk to me about. I haven't, whatever. But
I had a general with them like after JFL, and like I went in there and
Yeah.
they hated me.
why?
They were like annoyed that I was there.
Yeah, the
I think,
Hulu
like-
person was like that with me.
I think my manager busted his ass to like set up a bunch of generals for me after I did JFL, and they were just like, "Oh, fine."
Oh man,
And that
generals are
just-
so lame,
They
dude.
really are.
They're just going in. So you think you're going in, and you're like, oh, they've called upon me.
Yeah.
Hulu has called. NBC
The
has.
velvet ropes are moving aside for old McDade.
Yeah, dude.
I'm
And then
Mr.
you get there,
Showbiz.
and they're like, so what are you doing?
What's your fucking deal?
Yeah,
what do you-
what's your deal?
What can we do with you?
Yeah, they just go. Let me ask you something. How dare you? What are you doing here?
So I see that you check no diversity boxes. Why shouldn't I throw you out a fucking window right now?
You go, yeah, I just don't know what I'm gonna do. I did the Hulu one over Zoom, and I just ended up talking with her about like what we're doing in our lives. She's like, yeah, I
Yeah.
just got a dog, and I'm like, oh, dogs are cool. And then you're like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
What is this?
Maybe it's like you pass a vibe check for something down the line where
Right.
they're like, hey, we're considering Brendan for this thing. Is he a fucking psycho? No? All right, good.
right.
Let's get him in
Right.
there.
I'm just gonna tell them that I'm writing a bunch of things that I have ideas for.
A lot of irons in the fire.
Yeah.
I got my fingers in a lot of pies now, guys. Wear a big wide brim hat,
Yeah.
fucking scarves, bracelets, jewelry. you
Yeah,
know?
dude. I go, and I don't really watch myself all that much.
I don't. What are you working on? It's like I don't really consider it work. I just try to be. Just like
yeah. Oh, right now I'm decompressing from my last character I did.
Yeah.
I had to spend 6 months in Taiwan.
I'm reacclimating from Taiwan and just becoming someone else.
Just Brendan again.
I vanished into the character for 3 months.
Well, currently I'm halfway through being my character and Brendan again. Blowing O's. Okay,
Just
so
be real artisty. Own the space. Be late career Brando.
Yeah, I have to staple my lines to the forehead of their VP or whatever. So okay, you send in that tape. What are you thinking when you send in that tape? Like, are you like?
I had sent in a couple. What was your question? I stepped.
Well,
in.
you like No, you go.
I had sent in tapes the past couple of years and just felt like got no response.
Yeah.
I just felt like I was flinging stuff into the void, and like I sent in packets, no response, and I was just like, all right, same. And I heard something back. I was like, ooh, it was like round two, like
Right.
Like this is fun. It was exciting, and I was like, nothing will happen of this.
Right.
And then I was like, but it's like you hold out the little daydream, whatever. And then I sent in that tape, heard something back, and like you're moving on to the third. My manager's like, you're moving on to the third round.
Was
like,
your manager like,
oh fuck,
dude? Yeah. And now you got to think of other shit, right?
I thought I had to think of other shit, but I didn't have to make another tape for the third round.
Yeah.
So I was just like, and that kind of made me feel like I had less control. I almost wanted to do another tape.
Yeah.
But I was like, let's fucking do it again. I don't know.
Really?
Crank out some more shit.
Did you ever audition in person?
No, never auditioned in person.
So they were just like, all right, send them to another tape. And then what was the third round? It
was the same tape that I had used for my second round, but I guess that went in.
They were like, let's just take a look at that
more
again.
People. They sent it to more important people.
Oh, gotcha.
So
okay, I'm a fucking moron. God, I'm such a never worked in this business asshole. I'm like, what? They just watch it again? You're like, no, idiot. They moved it up the ladder a little bit.
That was definitely my thought too. But
did you send in like writing packets too? You say you sent in packets. Do you remember any of the sketches you wrote? Because I have an idea for a sketch that I think is actually really funny. I thought my packet, because I sent them a writing or I gave my agents a writing packet and I went, please send this to them, and they went, yeah, sure. They threw it in a bonfire. I thought I had a bunch of really good ideas. I had an idea. This is the one I was like, this is so funny to me. I had an idea about a sketch of a bunch of people burying a time capsule. Yeah. And then one of the guys has like a just used murder weapon that he wants to bury with them, and he's like, yes, this is a memory of mine. And then
this hatchet has a lot of meaning for my family. It's like, it has a barcode on it from an Ace Hardware
from today. It's covered in blood.
Why
and
does it smell like cleaning fluids?
Yeah, the guy's real. This is all great. I'm gonna call you with a rewrite. By the way,
I'll punch it up.
Please. I need to punch it up. And eventually, I don't know, the cops come or some shit. I also had another idea. That also could be a character. Like, I think you don't even need to write it. You could just go, this is a character of a guy who's burying a murder weapon in a time capsule or something.
Yeah.
Also, I had an idea of, this is another funny one where it's, the scene is, God, I'm such an asshole. This is another funny one.
Please.
The scene is, they're at like a police thing where it's like it's behind the glass and there's all the suspects, whatever that's called, like a lineup. Mm-hmm. And it's a superhero who's like he's like a Superman character, and then next to him is this like it could be like Sarah Squirm or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's just like a regular woman, and then they're like, so it's like a regular thug, and then big giant crab man. He's like a villain, you know what I mean? Like a super villain, and then a thug. And they're like, we won't be able to, you are our star witness. So we think we know who did the crime at the seafood restaurant or whatever, but we need
all
you
these pincer-related killings. We think we can
exactly. And she's like, I can't remember. They all look the same. So that's the game of it, where she can't pick out this guy that's so obviously the arch villain. They're like, the only thing we heard was that he kept saying he wanted to take over the world one pinch at a time or whatever. And she's like, it could be any of these guys.
There was a calling card left at the scene that said the crustacean or something like that. There was a bloody bib found.
Dude, you're coming along, man. We're both going.
We're going to punch this up. We're gonna pitch them to In Living Color when it comes back.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a sketch show called "In Living No Color."
And
We
yeah.
start- In Living Pink Faces.
Yeah. We should do like an all fucking like
Irish American
sketch show,
Yeah.
dude.
Shane passed, but we're gonna get some other Irish Americans involved.
Okay, so then the higher ups see that, and
I
you're-
had it. Well, you had a pitch in your packet. I had one that also involved
yeah.
burial that yours reminded me of.
what,
And it didn't.
dude? What?
It wasn't like it became a sketch on the show, but it became a real commercial because one of your sketches has to be a commercial parody
Oh,
when
yeah.
you submit the packet. And the one I did was for a fake company. It was like late 2010s where there were all these startups where it was like the name of the company had an ampersand in the middle. It was like blank and blank, and their ad would be like, here's us in our like brick wall office where we're like cool and young and we make this product with no middleman or whatever, and like
Yeah.
we have this cool website. It was a parody of one of those. It was called Box and Hole. So it was for like funerals. They would do like
That's great.
they would do like this trendy type of bespoke service or whatever for funerals, and it was
That's
just like
awesome.
Gen Z
That's so
kids who
funny.
are like, your final days are lame as hell, but they can be fucking lit with just
Dude,
using
that's a
slang like
great
that.
idea.
And
The coffins have like, like laser pointers or something.
They would
God, I
arrange-
suck.
I saw the
God
vision.
Damn it.
I saw the vision. Did the dry ice package. Like they would arrange the corpse in cool
ice.
poses so you could take selfies with them, and it was just like
Yeah.
it was in hindsight
Hilarious.
it was a little bit hack, but it was like then now
I don't think so.
they're a real commercial I saw on TV a couple years ago was for like Trust and Will with an ampersand like that, and it was
Yeah.
for like legal services for end of life and like creating wills and trusts.
Oh
But
yeah.
with Trust and Will, you can fucking die and it's all good.
Celino and Barnes did that too. They had Celino ampersand Barnes.
Yes, they started it all.
Yeah, they're the kings of they're the pioneers of the ampersand.
Yeah, they really made it work.
That's fucking hilarious, dude.
But there was like I always felt better about my packets than I did about my my like my character
Yeah.
submissions, and then I weirdly got farther with that.
Yeah, dude. I just like I didn't know what to do. I wrote a commercial one that was like for like noise canceling headphones
Mhm.
where it's like cuz I saw a commercial where this person's walking around and they have noise canceling headphones and there's like a bunch of chaos going around
Mhm.
them. I kind of had this idea of like what happens like
And they're
you-
like,
Yeah,
and all of a sudden
exactly.
they're in a tranquil world of
right
focus.
yes exactly so
Yes.
you're in this tranquil world of focus and then the minute they took off of it it's like immediately becomes like this apocalyptic dystopian like the buildings are all on fire and it's like there's people zombies running around
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like whoa puts it back on he's like what the fuck
The
was
guy
that
is an EMT, and there's a victim. Help me!
yes
I'm fucking
exactly
bleeding!"
and then they put it back on and it's like someone with
Whoa.
flowers like, like something like that
Yeah.
and then the commercial would just devolve into a thing where like it was for Apple headphones so it was like the AirPods
Yeah.
so it was like it devolved into a thing where the person who like whatever dropped a headphone and like it went down a gutter and the whole thing was like and they're like people with like eye patches and machine guns on their cars being like
Yeah,
get in you know
Yeah, Mad Max.
and then it becomes Mad Max and I mean it really is to me I thought it was the best idea but now in retrospect I'm like this is such a bad commercial idea like this is not funny at all and it's like so crazy.
I don't know. I feel like noise canceling headphones for the oncoming apocalypse is
Yeah, there you go.
was-
That's how you took.
It
So
has legs.
that's why you're very good because I had this long, convoluted explanation, and you just fucking elevator pitched it.
It's like I bought it because my roommates were fucking. And,
Yeah,
like I had a polyamorous roommate and he was constantly fucking, and I like got these.
Really?
headphones.
That's true?
No, but that's like the preamble for like the
Oh,
guy
yeah,
in this
yeah.
in this commercial who's
Do
like.
you have noise canceling headphones?
I do.
They're pretty great.
They are super great, but the fucking rubber thing fell out of my AirPod on
Me
one
too.
of them, and
Me
now I
too.
can't reattach it,
Oh, really?
and I don't want to buy new AirPods.
Well, you could buy the new rubber thing.
I fucking.
Okay.
No,
See,
I
now
s-
we got our own flaws.
Yeah.
This is what I like
On
about talking to
principle.
people because now I see what one of your flaws is, where you just can't just take care of it.
I can't just reattach the rubber thing.
Yeah.
It's like you just struck a nerve because I tried to reattach the rubber thing and I couldn't do it. I was like, fuck it. This makes me feel like less of a man.
You're trying to smash it in your hands. You're like, it's too small to do this.
Go back on.
Okay, so you send the you get to that third round. What's that third round like? They're
Just waiting.
just waiting.
Just like my manager told me, like, you're just okay. Your tape is already there, so
Yeah. Was the
we'll
screen
see.
test
Wait
in
to hear
person
back.
at least?
No, because that it was
Jesus
they were just taking
Louise.
the same tape from the second round, and that became your screen test. It was like a virtual script, but it wasn't even on Zoom or anything. And I just like signed the contract that said, yeah, I'll do. I signed a contract for like 7 years. So if I had gotten a yes, then I would have been locked in.
Dude, that would have been crazy. 7 years is a long time
Yeah,
too.
that's.
I thought the first contract is like 5 years.
maybe they changed it, but I think it was 7.
Wow,
At
dude,
the
that's
time, and
fucking crazy,
Obviously,
bro.
they can shit can you at any time. But
Why
I
don't
didn't-
you ask if you can do a live thing? You're like, come on, like have your agents or whatever be like, come on. It was during the fucking pandemic.
let
You see
him
how-
in? Okay.
Let him in.
It's the summer of 2020, but let him in.
Just let him do it.
I think years later, like 2022 or 3, when the pandemic was basically over, that's when I did the Seth Meyers thing, and they were
Yeah.
still rapid testing everyone in 30 Rock every time he went there.
Jesus
And-
fucking Christ.
And then I think I went there to the Tonight Show for Sam Ruddy's Tonight Show, and I was like, I had to get a rapid PCR, whatever they called them, test
yeah.
at the time, and it was like years later.
I went
So they
there.
were fucking serious about the COVID shit.
Jeez,
So
they're not still doing that though,
I
right?
hope not.
God.
That would be
Someone's
hilarious.
just collecting boogers. I went there once during that time where it was like, why are they still doing this?
Yeah.
To go see. Oh yeah, Nicole came with me. It was me, Nicole, Feeney, and Feeney's wife. We went to the Michael Bublé show.
Nice.
He was doing this Christmas thing and it was at 8H or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was he's funny because he's such a queef. He was just like this, like he's like, "Are we ready to have a good time tonight, you guys?" It's almost like a fake person.
Yeah. Just
And
the lounge
then
act.
at one point, and Nicole can attest to this because she witnessed it. He was singing "White Christmas." Did I talk about this on the podcast?
I don't remember who, but you were talking about this recently a few episodes ago. But why? Who were
We
you
talked
talking
about it
to
on the show
Yeah,
about
or maybe it was
him
a solo.
singing
Well,
"White
because
Christmas."
I totally missed that moment. I didn't think about it in that moment like you did.
Oh, it hit me right away. So I guess if I told this on the podcast, I'm sorry, but he was
Expose him.
he was singing. I know I don't even think this is an exposing thing. Like this is something I would do, but it's just not his vibe. Like his audience was not ready for this. But so it's kind of this like nice Christmas thing. They're like children there or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's singing "White Christmas," and he's going, "I'm dreaming of a white Christmas."
That's a good Bublé.
Maybe I'll do Bublé
Do Bublé.
if I ever do an audition there.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they'll ever want to audition me. They're gonna go, he does podcasts. We don't need another.
This character is called Michael Bublé if he said slurs.
Yeah. So
Dreaming of a white supremacy.
so he actually, dude. So he's singing it, and behind him is a quartet of a black quartet, and they're going.
Your standard black quartet.
Your standard black quartet, and they're going
Four of a kind, we say.
yeah. I'll tell you what joke I just thought of after the show. But so there's a black quartet behind him, and he's going, "I'm dreaming of a white," and they're going, "Christmas," singing. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And then after, he made a comment as a joke of being like, to try to make the audience laugh, he was like, "Oh, it's pretty crazy. I'm singing White Christmas with a bunch of black guys behind me." He's like trying to do a joke, and people were like, there was like audible like,
He basically
like,
makes a Mark Norman joke
Yeah.
in front of like
He
a
goes,
crowd. Of,
"Hey, look at the,
couple of blacks, queefs, jizz, anal.
I'm gay."
I'm guzzling Nazi.
Not a good Norman, I'd say.
that's
Out of
not my
all
best
the
one.
impressions
No,
you've done,
I lost my Norman.
you can't do anybody with the same body type and clothing as
Hey.
you.
Come on,
You gotta do a different person.
jizz in my queef, fucking anal. I'm getting there.
You're getting there.
I'm tuning it.
Fucking anal is
That's my
was
touchstone.
good. Yeah, that's your touch. Is that what it like? That's
Jizz
called
in
with
my
an
anal,
impressions.
fatty.
Fatty, yeah. Hey, Fatty. Yeah, so it was just really funny. Then he was like, he either got defensive or he had to apologize or
That's
something.
awesome.
Where he was like, I was just making a joke. Yeah, people got weird where he mentioned it.
I love seeing
Hilarious.
non-comedians bomb.
I know, it's the best because they have no idea what to do.
They think they got it and they don't.
Oh, well, I wish you got it, dude. It would have been really cool.
Thanks, man. You never know. You never know if it would have been
You should just hit
Good
him
or-
up again, dude.
good
Be
or
like, let me just
disaster.
do a fucking one in person.
just barge in.
We told you we don't like you.
We've made a judgment of your personality.
Well, I know people who have done like 3 screen tests already.
Yeah. I've heard of that. I've heard of people being like getting asked back like several times. That would
That would drive me crazy.
Yeah, because you're gonna keep telling yourself you don't care about it,
Mhm.
and then you're like, Ugh.
Yeah, it's essentially like
all right, I'll uproot my entire life around this
right,
audition
and
again.
Yeah, and I'll be mentally prepared for what
I don't even want it. I don't even care at this point.
I don't even want this
Fucking-
life-changing thing that
No.
would make me a king. You know what I mean?
I don't even want to hear the announcer say my name the way I've imagined it since childhood. I don't want to say
J.P McDade.
I don't want $6,000 a weekend guarantees all over the country whenever I want.
Right.
It's enough already.
Why do I want to be, have all that exposure so that I can get on the road?
I don't want
Just
easy
so-
money brand deals and corporate gigs that come with the increased profile of doing this dream show. It's enough. I don't need it. I have a podcast. Fucking-
Dude,
It's so hard to
what
pretend
a nightmare we
you don't
live.
care
I mean,
about it.
we're right at this it's like you're at this line where it's either like we're standing on one side and then everybody else is standing on the other side of like all that is standing on the other side and you just can't. You're just fucking. Why is it not? You know what I mean?
Son of a mime barrier.
I
It's
don't
like a
really know what
fake
I'm talking about
invisible-
anyway. I think this monster is hitting me pretty bad.
you're fucking tripping off
Damn,
the
dude.
monster.
We talked we got a couple more minutes left.
Couple more hours. I'm
This
just
went
getting,
by so quick.
just getting started with you.
Yeah, I feel like we're just revving up. What do you say? You
Put more Pop-Tarts in the toaster.
put
let's
more.
go.
I actually just threw out my toaster.
Yeah. Threw
Yeah.
it out.
Yeah, because I was doing a spring cleaning, as
Mhm.
we say. I was getting sprung, and I was cleaning all my appliances. And every time I'd like pick up the toaster, like a family of cockroaches would scramble out of
Oh
it.
shit.
And I was just like, oh god. I was like, get rid of this thing.
You just turn it on to see if you can catch a few that way.
I
Just
did.
Like,
I did do that. I was like, oh, let's see what happens if I do this. It
Well-
was disgusting. There was like all these crumbs and shit in it. I was
Yeah.
like, get this out of
they
here.
smell incredible. when you put 'em in the toaster.
And boy, were they good on my peanut butter and cockroach
You
sandwich.
put some Nutella on a cockroach, it's like a fucking Ritz
Dis-
cracker.
Will you stick around for the Patreon?
I would love to.
All right. What do you want to plug? You want to plug anything?
I
This will be
mean-
out this Wednesday?
Beautiful. I got a special out there on YouTube. I'm linking back up with Stavy Boy on the remainder of his Dreamboat tour. Come see me in a city near you, McDade Baby on Instagram. Hit me up.
I mean, it doesn't get better than that. That was some good plugs. Check out the Patreon, patreon.com/SagDaddyThePod. Thank you for subscribing and hanging out. Tell your fucking friends if you got any. And we will see you next Wednesday on Sagdaddy the Pod.
The Rap Jack Black and Sagdaddy, I'm back at it with a fantastic podcast for your asses. Yapping in a trap like a rescue cat, and the rescued up like they're waiting on the Batman. You tuned into the dude who threw booze back, blacked out, woke up drunk, covered in bruises. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, an odd fellow, the great white chubby, I'm becoming a marshmallow. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, so sit back and relax, cause like a broken arm, I got a cast now. It's Sagdaddy the Pod, you made a good choice, so enjoy, don't be annoyed, now here's my dumb voice. So recognizable, ski master, unreliable, diary of a guy who's higher than a freaking diving board. I'm tired, call me biting you as lang cause you align with your wardrobe. Give that back, you ain't that guy, bro. Kaleidoscope stripping, goddamn I'm tripping. Sipping shroom tea, looking at a blank television. Got a girl here gripping, thinking we'll do some business, but that's the last thing that I want. Seriously. Big dog, I'm on shirts now. Still scared that my house is gonna burn down. I'm a rare card, an old Charizard. Getting BJ's on a bench of a promenade. Don't know what to do, I got a lot of problems. Lot of emotional truths, I menage them. I'm getting robbed every time I get a coffee. Cause $6 is just too much.
Keep it on the low. We can keep it on the low. We can keep it on the low. But all you do is wrong.
Dream team, me and Galene and the four Beatles. Kidnapping whores illegally, pumping them full of needles. Eating Chinese till Steven asks us to order a pizza. Walk to run to get it, I can't do either. It's Sagdaddy the pod, don't think twice, just bob your head, dealing your chicken with no rice. It's Sagdaddy the pod, and on God I won't stop unless I wanna, that's kinda the deal, huh? It's Sagdaddy the pod, no need to deviate. Your ears are not the only holes that I'm about to penetrate. It's Sagdaddy the pod, so thanks for tuning in. Truman Show flow, if I don't see you, you can suck my dick.